One of the number one questions I get asked is how in the world do I run a business with two kids, 5 and under? And if you are someone who has young children, who you have home, or you're a homeschool mom looking to figure out how in the world do we run a business, then I want you to stay tuned and watch this video. If you're new here, my name's Anita. I own FDS Creatives. I'm a video marketing and social media strategist, and I help business owners get more visible. Now, if you're an action taker and you're looking to grow your business, I want you to click the link below and join my free group, the Video Marketing for Entrepreneurs group with FDS Creatives. There you're going to find lots of support, and it's a place I like to hang out. All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how do you run a business and be a present mom. And now, if you're somebody who is excited about the prospect of putting your kids in daycare or sending them to school all day, you can still get info out of this video. But many of the things I'm going to talk about are things that I have figured out in trying to run a business with my kids home. And I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old at this time, and they are here with me. And I have experience now having 2 kids, and the 1-year-old is kind of into everything. That's what 1-year-olds do. All right, the first thing I'm going to talk about is block scheduling. Now, if you've watched any of the block scheduling videos on YouTube, you might end up where I did, which is a little bit overwhelmed by the idea of block scheduling, because when you're home all day, you have so many hours that you can block, and yet your children do not always cooperate with the blocks that you would like to schedule. And here's the advice I want to give you with block scheduling. Rather than being super rigid with, this 2-hour period, this is happening, and this 2-hour period, this is happening, I try to work in 30-minute increments so that in a given day, I can really figure out, okay, I'm going to do this for 30 minutes. This is another 30 minutes. The kids aren't really cooperating, so I'm going to swap the next 2 30-minute blocks. And I try to give myself some options where things that are going to be super time consuming and need my focus versus things that I can do with the kids around and maybe interrupting or getting into things, diapers that need to be changed, etc. I use a really simple grid like you see here, and I just kind of color in the blocks based on the time. One really good thing to do if you have never done any block scheduling is to kind of do a block scheduling assessment of the time that you're already using. So to give you an example, you can't really tell, these are green versus blue. Yellow, purple. I use different colors to try to navigate and see what was it I was spending my time on. That's something I'm working on this week to kind of retweak my time. But I wanted to share that process with you because if you're somebody who's looking at, oh, I would like to really block my time, but I'm overwhelmed with how to do it, this is one way to do it. Take a week and really study how you're spending your time currently, and then try to make small tweaks. See what tasks you can put together. To give you an example, in the morning, I make my coffee and my breakfast kind of at the same time. And while the kids are eating breakfast, I read to them because their hands are busy and their mouths are full. And it's like a really simple time to be able to read. And we do our family prayers in the morning while we're all sitting there together at the table. That really helps me couple those activities together and make sure that they're done. All right, tip number 2 is to have grace with yourself. Listen, we're all going to have the days where things don't quite go as planned. Your little one wakes up and they're not feeling the best. You're up all night with the baby. The toddler is just having a tough one. I want to invite you to get creative. And the question I ask myself most often is, how can I make today more fun? Most of my best ideas come from asking that question. And I'll tell you, fun doesn't naturally come easy to me. I'm a very structured, get things accomplished type person. But asking this question has also allowed me to have more fun and to have more fun with my kids. Tip number 3 is to realize the things that you don't do. So yes, I do a lot when it comes to my business and homeschooling my kiddos, but is my house perfectly clean? It's not. Am I the one that's making different shapes out of the fruits and vegetables at lunch? Most of the time, no. Am I somebody who is planning Pinterest perfect birthday parties? Actually, no. Dollar store birthday parties, that's really more my speed. There's a lot of things that you can do. And You have to choose in everything that you are doing the things that you're not going to do. And there's a lot of things I don't do in this season of life with littles. Tip number 4 is to have support. Make sure you have some sort of good support, whether that be through a business coach or a mastermind or a group of friends. Growing a business while having little ones is difficult. Growing a business without kids is difficult. And you want to make sure that you have support, but definitely if you're somebody who has kids also in the mix, make sure that you are finding the support. And I would encourage you to find support with other parents who are growing businesses. It's a very different type of life that you're trying to do while you're trying to build a business while raising your babies. And having good examples of people who have been able to successfully do that is really helpful. Tip number 5 is to learn from your mistakes. Listen, when I brought home my second child from the hospital, I had to learn to be a parent of 2 children. I had never done that before. I had become a mother of 1, and then now I was in charge of 2 beautiful little boys. And I had to take space and time to figure out how to do that. And I'll tell you now, having 2 kids, I have never before been a mother of a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I am allowing myself the space to learn to do that. There are days where I don't plan well, or I haven't structured everything the way that I should, or I have not implemented the things I know work. And that's when I get to the end of the day and I realize that I didn't accomplish what I wanted to, or I didn't meet my goals. And when that happens, rather than leaving myself in a place that's really frustrated, instead I offer myself some grace and compassion. And then I ask myself, how can I do this differently? And that has led to some of my really great ideas. And other times it's allowed me to see, listen, what was working is not working now. And I just need to be really thoughtful and creative about what's going to work next. All right. I'd love to know, are you a mom or dad who has little ones, who's trying to grow your business? I'd love to connect with you in the comments below. Any tips that you have, I'd love to hear. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop those as well, because I'd love to connect with you. If you're somebody who says, okay, great, I am doing it and I need help getting visible, I want you to click on the video on the screen and learn about the 100-day video challenge that I recently did. And I will be doing it again soon. That's going to give you some information and maybe be a way for you to get more visible in your business in the little bit of time that you have. All right. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.